I'd like to call this meeting of Palmyra Borough Council to order. Everyone please rise for a moment of silence, pledge of allegiance, a moment of silence for the armed services. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And then may we please have roll call?
Counselor Andrews.
Present.
Counselor Catalani.
Here.
Counselor Flegel.
Here.
Counselor Corroli.
Here.
Counselor Rydell.
Here.
Counselor Trichet. Absent. Counselor Shear.
Here.
Mayor Carpenter.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, just a reminder, for everyone to please silence all your cellular devices during the meeting. Thank you, and reminder to council members to please turn on your microphones. All right, we are going to move on to public comment, period number 1. Please step to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and try to limit your comments to 5 minutes. No one? Okay. All right, closing public comment period number 1. Moving on to the consent calendar. Approve the minutes of the July 23rd, 2024 Borough Council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, action and discussion items. First up is East Ridge Road, Melrose Phase 1 Land Development Plan. Financial security reduction request, discussion on and if appropriate. Suggested motion to approve a $240,724.19 reduction of the financial security required for the East Ridge Road Melrose Phase Number 1 Land Development Plan from $838,477.86 to a new outstanding financial security balance of $597,753.67 as recommended by the Borough Engineer in a letter dated August 1st, 2024.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Me.
I'm sorry?
2 are opposed.
3.
Oh, sorry, 3.
So we have a tie.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Mayor, you will need to break the tie.
Should we talk about it so that we can understand? Would you like us to talk about why we think both sides were expressed or not?
We should have done that before we voted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Yeah. But
Mr. Mayor, there is a 3-3 vote on the action item A, Ridge Road, Melrose Phase Number 1 Land Development Plan. 3 people have voted against this motion. 3 of the council have voted for the motion. The motion is to reduce the financial security for the project in the amount of $240,724.19. The new balance financial security outstanding is $597,753.67. If you break the tie, if you vote yes on this, you will allow them to reduce their financial security. If you vote no on this, they will have to maintain the $838,000.
And what the financial security is that's the cost of the public improvements they're making, so curbs, sidewalks, storm drains, sewer pipes, all that stuff. So they've already installed a certain portion of that, and our engineer has said we can deduct a portion of that off because it's successfully been installed.
Didn't we do something for them before, when they came to us?
What's that?
Not for this, no.
I vote in favor.
Okay.
now, may I ask a question? I'm just curious as to why the 3 noes. I mean, I understand that you voted no pretty much on anything with
Right,
this
I'm no
project. I
for
get that,
anything
yeah.
with them.
But
I'm
just
kind of curious too.
as to
I'm
why.
curious too on the other two.
Why did you guys vote yes? I'm just like,
Well, first of all, they've satisfied the engineer enough that their security amount should be, some of it should be given back. So I was just curious as to,
I voted no because, you know, we've asked them numerous times to mitigate dust up there and maintain cleanliness for our residents, and they haven't.
is that a legal reason to keep their financial money?
Probably
Yeah.
not.
well, no, I think they've also come to us before up on Ridge Road about, asking for, extensions on things. And to be honest with you, anytime you reduce, that's affecting the citizens of the borough, so.
But the reason of financial security for a project, for any project, not just this, is to make sure that certain things are done. If certain things are done, I mean, legally, it's their money.
And I'm telling you is that they came to us already asking for plenty of extensions. We said, okay.
Just a
How
time
many?
extension.
And
yes.
I looked them in the face, I said, is this gonna be the last time? Now so it's like time and time again, another time.
No,
And then,
Their extensions
one.
have no impact on this.
yeah.
listen, we all have our own beliefs and that you have a given right for your belief and I have a given right for my belief.
I'm just not sure
That's fine
that
if you're not
that's
sure.
a legal thing, to keep their money for something that
Council
you
approved.
didn't agree, yeah.
Doesn't matter, it's still approved. I don't know
Yeah.
why you're making, like, you
I'm
voted
just
yes.
curious.
I had my beliefs of why I did, and we could be here for hours talking now, because I like to talk. But the point about it is I voted no, he voted no, and Beth voted no.
I just want everybody to understand that they're,
Well, I think I would like to understand, just because you gave those reasons to vote yes, I mean, I think there's always
Okay.
different aspects to look
you
at everything.
understand how financial security
Yes, we
works.
understand how financial
Okay.
security, but
So
there's also
legally, you
other.
can't keep their money if those things in place have been done.
Jane, did it pass?
By your engineer.
Or did what pass?
The whole thing
Yes.
passed, yeah, so I mean.
It's just an education thing, because when
It's
I
not an
first.
educated thing, because there's always different avenues to look at no
okay.
matter what. And we can talk about it for hours, because I like
Oh my
to talk,
God.
so.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
saying, if you're trying to convince
So you're
me-
illegally wanna keep their money because they asked for an time extension.
I'm giving you many other things, but I said, if you want to talk, we can go on and talk
Okay,
for
let's
hours.
go on.
Okay, all right.
Just because-
Moving
no,
on.
just
Okay, so
because
it
we didn't
passed,
vote your
correct?
way doesn't mean that.
Okay.
It doesn't, you don't need to vote my way. Everybody needs to vote their conscience. I just
All right.
wanted you to understand,
Thank you.
this is their money.
Continue the discussion after the meeting, okay? All right, next item, 2025 to 2030, PennDOT Winter Maintenance Agreement for North Grant Street. Discussion on it if appropriate. Suggested motion to authorize the borough manager to execute the 2025 year 1 of 5 PennDOT Winter Maintenance Agreement for North Grant Street, which is 3.7 snow lane miles, in the amount of $4,013.76. Question. Okay. Is it gonna be the same amount for all 5 years? Do we know?
It'll be similar.
Okay.
We used to get about.
Obviously, it'll depend on the price of,
Yeah, they've
Supplies.
adjusted it significantly, because it used to be about $1,900.
I was just gonna say,
so-
this seems like it's more than what it was
Yeah.
before.
yeah.
Okay.
And considering the last few years, we've only spread salt a
Yeah.
couple times, pretty good deal. Yeah.
Was that your question, Jane?
Yeah, my question was about the amount.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a s- All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, moving on to reports. I don't think I have anything. Which takes us to the financial report. Everybody should have the financial statement as of July 31st will be available at the next meeting, which takes us to the delinquent sewer and refuse account report.
Well,
That's you?
July's showing a lesser balance, and I will tell you the amount that we were receiving from the foreclosure on East Maple Street has not been sent to us yet, so that's still reflected in here. They're waiting to transfer the title over to the new owners, and then the sheriff's department will cut the check.
Thank the girls as always. Great. Fire Department EMS report, July monthly report was emailed on Monday, last Monday. Anybody have any questions about that? Comments? And the June Lifeline monthly EMS report is in your packets. Any discussion on that?
No, but I'm assuming we will be getting
I
this
think we'll be
monthly?
getting this
Okay.
monthly now, yeah.
That's also.
Thank them for this, because this is nice. Anything else for fire department? No. Great, police department? Mayor, you got anything? All right, takes us to the planning commission.
We actually had a meeting. First time since what, last April, I think it was. So we have the plan for the new carrying cupboard on East Broad Street. So they just introduced the plan at this meeting, and then the next meeting is when we'll get into more of the review of the plan. But
So question, from what I understand, they changed the use for the apartments? Weren't they supposed to be for homeless veterans? Wasn't
Yeah, it
that
was
the
supposed to be.
original?
The plan doesn't show the apartments in the building yet. That's gonna be, I guess, a future,
Okay.
I don't know where that
Apartments are
stands yet.
above.
The apartments will be on the second floor, yeah.
And they did say that.
And during the zoning hearing, you're right, they said that they would be looking more towards helping homeless
Right.
veterans. That's the demographic they were looking for.
Right.
If it's changed, I'm not aware of
I
it.
understand
don't
it
know.
has changed. So, but that, if that's the second phase, then I guess that'll have to be okayed at
And I
the
think,
time.
didn't somebody ask about the number of apartments or at the meeting, and the representative didn't even know.
Didn't have a total.
He didn't even know how many apartments they would be or anything yet at this point. So I think it just sounds like it's completely up in the air.
Not sure why 10 sounds familiar to me, but,
They have approval for 12,
okay.
so.
They're gonna be small apartments.
Yeah.
It's only a 10,000 square foot facility, I
Right.
think, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I know they're
On
gonna
top
be,
of that,
yeah, they're gonna be one and probably what I would consider studios,
Yeah.
if, like, size-wise.
yeah.
Next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, August 28th, beginning at 7. It takes us to Public Works. No superintendent's monthly report. Takes us to Borough Properties.
The camera replacement project, they haven't started anything here yet. Public Works is finished. Heritage Park should be done by the end of this week. We are doing some work in Southeast Park we have to put some cabling and conduit in to get the facilities to the camera locations, so. We were on their hot list for a while, and then because they were slow, now all of a sudden they got busy, so they're gonna use our project as a fill-in in between their jobs, so.
No, it's,
So-
I mean, it's not
It's not an
emergency.
emergency, so, yeah. But, I think they're thinking by the end of the month, we'll be pretty close to wrapped up. That's what they're gonna hope for, but, so we'll see, but it's going pretty well so far. And as far as property issues go, I don't think we have any, not that I'm aware of at this point. Cemetery, we had some, the windows in the building that's there got broken out, so we have that, we had to board them up, and we'll be looking for, we have $1,000 deductible on our insurance, so don't know if it's worth filing a claim or what, so we need to get prices replacing the windows, so. But it's not all quiet at the cemetery this time.
I told you we'd come back and get you.
Parks, not much going on. Southeast Park, we have some sinkhole activity going on, and I wanted to run, Bill Seaton and I have been communicating back and forth. He has some concerns there. He wants to take some additional measurements there. He said it's like 1 day of work, so we can handle that in our normal budget process, so nothing needs to be approved, but I was hoping to ask him a couple other questions tonight. So we'll pursue that. I think he might be thinking, he wants to verify if the conditions are right for, can we do an excavation repair, or do we need to look at compaction grouting, so that's the determining factor, so. Refuse and recycling, we had a mandatory pre-bid meeting this morning, and for once, we finally had more than Waste Management
Oh,
show
that's
up.
good.
We have
Good.
interest from Casella, which is the former Lebanon Farms. Goods disposal out of Ephrata, Weidel, and who am I missing?
Gray Bills?
No, Grable did not show up.
Really?
I was surprised.
I'm surprised too.
And Waste Management obviously was here. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
So, and everybody seemed anxious to bid this time, so.
Yeah, but you know what? If you visit your brothers and sisters that live in some of these other areas, they ain't getting the right stuff that they need either. They're getting crap.
And sometimes paying more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some are paying more also.
So the bids are due in 2 weeks from today, so we'll see what we get.
Oh, you'll open them before.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So the next meeting, you'll know who the low bidder is.
Good.
Whether all the paperwork's in order, I
Right.
won't know, but at that point, we'll try, but we'll see. Sewer system, we're having a number of problems with Pump Station 3, I think due to its age. And I think Clint already is recommending, based on what he's seeing and the amount of money it would take to make it fully functional the way it really should be, he's just recommending we probably pursue replacing it as we discussed in the past, so.
Special sewer fund? Okay.
Yeah. So I think we'll be, we'll be looking at that pretty hard, see if we can, drill down on a price for budget for next year. Because we're getting a lot of emergency call-outs there, and the software system we've tweaked it as much, I think, as we can. They've moved floats around, transducers around, and it's still, and there's some issues with actually accessing like the wet well and things like that. It's very dangerous the way it is currently. There's things that, like concrete that's missing now, and it's just not a welcoming
If
place. So
is that the one that, I mean, we really haven't done anything to that.
that's the one
pump.
that
Yeah.
has had nothing done. We rebuilt the pumps a couple years ago, or maybe last year, but that's it.
Yeah.
So, and we've installed updated drive equipment there to run the pumps. But it's still just, it's giving us fits, so. And we're getting, like I said, emergency call-outs constantly. Like the one weekend, we got like 60 in one day. And whoever had that on-call phone was like, ah!
And they're at night.
And they're at night, they're in the middle of the night, which makes, so it's low-level alarm, and then in 5 minutes,
Oh.
another call will go out that it's normal, and then 5 minutes later, it's low again, and then normal, low, and it's just like 60 of those, so whoever had the phone that weekend didn't get any sleep, so.
Oh, well. That's horrible.
So,
That was just one weekend. This last weekend, it was, what, 10?
yeah, the building itself isn't in that great a shape. I mean, I think the amount of money it would take to put into that thing to make it the way it should be is probably really not worth spending the money. You know, you're putting good money to bad. I think it's just time to make that one better again.
Is this the, I remember a discussion about an alley or property back there to access this that had, somebody had a shed on it, or, is that the same place?
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
yeah, I guess it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
When we reclaimed that alley to the
Yes.
north of the,
Right.
the pump station, because they had,
Yes.
they had encroached into our easement.
And that's been,
Oh, that's resolved.
okay.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Just thinking if there has to be traffic back there, that,
Yeah, you can access that.
okay.
This is the station that we used to have an old agreement with Hillwood.
Yes.
Who no longer really
Right,
manages
exists,
that,
yes.
so
Yeah.
that agreement, I guess, went by the wayside, so. So, and the other benefit of moving it and putting it next to the alley will be if they ever do expand the distribution center, they'll be free to do that. We won't be in their way. So if they ever comes to the time that happens, we'll be out of their way and we won't have to scramble to do that, so. Sinkholes, we already talked about the new stuff at Southeast Park, so, and the old ones we're continuing to watch. The one at 156 North Railroad Street, I'm constantly contacting PennDOT. They come out and put a little more cold patch in it. 3 days later, it sinks again. I call them, say, hey, it went down again. So I don't know when they're actually gonna fix it, but I'm getting tired of just watching it sink, so. Everything else has been pretty good so far, so that's good. Stormwater management, Phase A, we actually have a scheduled tentative date for boring, and that is October 7th.
Okay.
So,
Little
we'll see if it happens.
Over
or not.
the 90 days,
Yeah,
but,
it's more like 6
Tentative.
months, 6 months.
yes.
Yeah.
Tentative date.
It's a date.
Yeah, I don't think that process is supposed to take more than like 4 or 5 days or a week at the most, so it should happen pretty quick once the railroad finally shows up and allows us to do it, so. But hopefully that's scheduled. Street and alley maintenance, we've been chasing some potholes. Other than that, we're kind of still scrambling in Public Works, trying to get people up to speed and learning the lay of the land, so.
It's going well.
We'll get there. It's going
Good.
very well.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Very well. So,
Roger, when they have a chance, can they hit 300 block and West North Avenue? Take a look at it. They've got a complaint. There's some big ones up there.
yeah, that's nasty. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
whole avenue, that alley has been,
Yeah. Route 2 is just about finished with the survey for that to determine where the right-of-way is, because we were gonna fix that up over the next year or two to actually maybe pave it down the road here, so. 'Cause it's
I
in
mean, you
such bad
drive and
shape.
you're like this.
Yeah.
The only problem is if we
Pretty
fix it
bad.
up and make it nice, then people are gonna speed even faster through there,
Yes,
so.
and they
that's-
do, well, at least they used to really go fast down that alley.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have to add some speed tables
I was
down
just
there.
gonna say speed bumps, speed humps.
in there.
Yeah.
So. Where are we at? Traffic signals, I don't have anything to report there. So that's pretty much it for Public Works. Like I said, it's pretty much, they're just trying to get organized and figure out what's there, what needs fixed, and then we're still mowing and everything as we can. So we're just trying to put out the biggest fire each day right now, so until we get staffed up and ready to roll, so. But it's going well.
Does anybody have anything for Public Works? I don't think we have anything from the solicitor.
No, I can just report that she is working on that boarding house, rooming house ordinance or update, whatever we're doing, so. I haven't seen anything in draft form yet, but she is working on that. And she also attended they had a pre-trial conference for the liquor license appeal. So we're working through that too, so.
All right, zoning officers, code enforcement officer monthly report is in front of you. Any questions on that?
There is going to be a zoning hearing in September, so you'll see that at the next meeting.
Okay.
It's for the flour mill on North
Okay.
Railroad.
Oh,
They're gonna do some stuff there, so
Okay,
so you'll see that.
that's interesting.
all right, so nothing in August, but something coming up. All right, that takes us to Borough Manager's Report.
We, the first item has to do with the off-site stormwater for that project. We looked at 4 routes now. We have pricing on all 4. So it's just now we have to determine what we're gonna do. We have pricing on each one of them. The one option going south through the private properties and then west in the alleyway was squashed. We weren't gonna get the easements from the property owners we needed, so that's off the table. The first option of going east and down South Grant Street was squashed by PennDOT, so it leaves us with 2 options. One going to the east along the north edge of the road, and the other one is the west route, going west on the North Road to Kramer Way and then south and then to the alley and then out to Lincoln Street. So there are 2 options. The price estimate is $60,284 for the west route, which is the cheapest option. And Bob Riahi is responsible for $45,000-ish of that cost, so we're gonna have to bear the rest of that cost. The east option came in at $95,174. Now, they think if we changed the pipe that Mike specified, we might be able to save $25,000. But we're not sure because, you know, that pipe served as a drain tile, so if we change that function, what does that do to the property? This just came today, so I didn't have a chance to discuss this with Mike, so I don't know
We
what
would
his
be
opinion
changing
is.
the pipe from and to.
Currently, the pipe that's in there is a drain tile pipe, so it's just supposed to collect groundwater coming off that hill and then moving it to wherever it outlets in the bank to the east.
So
What we want to change it to is, it's a combination, it's like a solid pipe on the bottom half, but it's drain tile on the top half. And I'm not sure what they call that type of pipe, but, so, because we want to be able to carry water through, but also continue to collect the
would
water
the
coming
diameter
in.
be the same?
Actually bigger. I think they have it upsized to 18 inches. So the other thing not factored into the costs is, both these options would require us to obtain additional easements. One would be from Nan Hanshaw. She's agreeable to it, but we haven't talked if she wants any money for it, or I don't know, so that could be an addition. And we would also, if we go to the west route, when we come down Kramer Way, we're gonna need an easement from Mr. McCloskey's property. And he's fine with it, but again, I don't know if it's gonna cost us anything or not.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, for Borough Council, is with these prices and with what Bob has to put in it, are we okay with one route or the other? Which one, they need to know pretty soon, like, which direction we're gonna go.
So,
What were the routes again? I'm sorry. The west to Kramer Way and then down to,
It would be, west is on the north side of Ridge to Kramer, and then straight south to the first intersecting alley, and it would go west out to North Lincoln Street. And it's just temporarily gonna daylight, it'll just be allowed to bubble up out of the inlet on Lincoln, and it'll flow down along the curb until we can bring our new system up to it.
So you have not talked to the 2 about this, or?
Not about changing the pipe types. I don't know
Okay,
what.
do they have a suggestion?
Well, the east route does have some other problems too, because we have to get.
Besides the fact that it's $90,000?
Well, we have to get it under where Nan's driveway connects to Ridge Road. And it's really tight cover there, so that's gonna be a problem. And also, we're connecting into an inlet that nobody's claiming. North Londonderry says it's PennDOT's, PennDOT says, no, it's outside their right-of-way, it's North Londonderry's. So North Londonderry had some concerns about us bringing more water into that inlet. And I know Nan's sister, I think, she's the one with the horse farm, she has concerns about water quality, which we heard before, for bringing water down that stream through their farm. So they're all the cons to that route. The other route, the biggest con is getting under an old concrete asbestos water pipe that's owned by the water company. Mike said they're very fragile. He wouldn't be surprised if they break it, then we'd have to pay for that in addition to the $60,000, so.
And asbestos, it probably should be replaced anyway.
Yeah. And then, you know, with McCloskey's property, he's gonna lose a row of hedges, which he said he didn't care about, and, he has a retaining wall there that's gonna have to be taken apart and probably put back, so, or, he didn't even seem concerned about that, so, so the con's going that way. So there's no real great way to do this, but
Now, Roger, on water flow downstream, which end would be better? Will we cause more havoc
Well,
going east with water flow or more havoc going west?
well, that was another reason I was hoping Bill Seaton would be here this evening, because he had originally, when they first started taking the data for the geophysical and stormwater study, he was concerned that we were gonna send water to the east. But then I talked to him later, and he didn't seem to be as concerned, so I wanna verify that with him. So it would definitely be better as far as getting rid of the water to go to the west, because we already have it's gonna go to
Barry
the
got a
quarry,
system in there.
and it's gonna, yeah.
It'll go to the park.
Yeah.
It'll go down.
Yeah, temporarily it would go to the park, but
It'll just go right to the big park detention basin,
in the long run, it'll go through our new system
And
and be
across.
done. So,
under the railroad tracks.
and it won't impact anybody.
Isn't there a possibility we could still go to the park? 'Cause I remember when the, water, oh, who the heck was it? Was it? For 5, 6 years ago, there was a study done on the park for where to take the water. Had to do with the mailboxes and stuff that were down in there. Don't we still have that right away?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to look. We can check that out.
There was a right-of-way taken with Hennessy and myself. And I think you were with. I'm not sure.
Are you talking about like where we brought the new park entrance in off Spruce, where North Lincoln is?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
it.
where it'll go.
There's already inlets and stuff there too. So temporarily, it would flow downhill into those inlets that go into the new detention basin at the park.
Okay.
And then it goes in, it outlets into the injection well we put there.
Yeah. If that's the right of way you're talking about,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Ultimately, we'd like to extend pipe up from that system and connect it, so it would all be subsurface at that point, so, which would be
Because
good.
there was a question that came up about the railroad getting involved in it too.
Yeah, that's what we just talked about, boring a new pipe underneath the railroad.
Yep.
Yep. So once that's done, then we can just extend the system up. Take care of it.
Are we able to think about this for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Till we possibly get
Yeah,
Dr.
I know,
Seaton
like I
back?
said, Bob's anxious because his crew's on site and he wants to get stuff ordered and do this while they're on site, so we don't have to worry about mobilizing them to the site again.
Well, I always lean, it sounds like going to the west is best. And it's cheaper, less expensive, it's certainly not cheap.
Not cheap.
So that's where I'm leaning, but again, a lot of other factors in there.
And the other thing, we met with Clint today, and he suggested maybe we could buy the pipe because there wouldn't be any markup then. So he wants to take a look at it too. He's gonna be gone for a few days taking his daughter to college, but when he gets back, he wants to take a look at it and see if there's a savings that maybe we can provide the material. So I just wanted to make you all aware, this is where we're at. and There's real no perfect answer.
There really never has been.
I don't think there's ever been a decision that's been a perfect answer. Anything else for Borough Manager report?
I don't think so.
No communications. Any other business? Chief? Mayor?
Just one question. Do we ever, our retention ponds, do we ever spray them for mosquitoes?
The what?
Do we ever spray them for like mosquitoes and black flies or anything? We don't.
No, the county, they do spot checks from time to time, and if they find anything, like, they'll
The
take
county
samples.
takes care of it.
Yeah, they have a West Nile program, so if they see anything, they'll do spraying locally.
Okay.
But
Yeah, they're doing a bunch of spraying,
Cornfields.
no, they're spraying part of Lebanon and.
Yeah, they're doing the
City, thank
city.
you.
They're doing the city right now.
yeah,
I heard it, I didn't hear anything in Palmyra, so I sort of.
I haven't heard anything specifically about us yet. They usually give us a heads up, but
And the basin at Memorial Park, we pay monthly for that to be sprayed.
Plus it has those, doesn't it have bat houses?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
We're,
Okay.
yeah, that basin hasn't been as wet as it has been in the past. But when there was more water there was more frogs and stuff in there too,
Yeah.
that takes care of
It
that
takes
stuff,
care
so.
of it.
I'm good.
Nancy? Jane? Anthony?
No.
Roger, Brenda? Okay. All right, public comment period number 2. Please step to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Donald Barry, 711 North Grand Street. A door was just opened about mosquitoes. My neighborhood has been bitten up galore the last 5 years. And that's like just shortly after that retention pond was put in. I'd like to know if it's really being treated.
yes, it is.
It is.
Are they really killing mosquitoes? And where all these mosquitoes are coming from?
Well, I haven't been down to the park to count the mosquitoes lately.
Today's the
so-
first day. Today's the first day all summer I was out in my yard and didn't get bit up.
Yeah, they're treating it, he comes in and gets the key every month.
Okay. The draining, the stormwater issue. If you go east, it's one of these deals. But you're also maybe creating a problem down where Jane lives. If you go west, you're creating a public safety problem for a few years unless you bite the bullet and put the storm drain system in immediately after that hole is bored. It's not going anywhere different, but it's going to get there faster. Instead of going through his yard and my yard underneath, out into the street at my curb, which is grandfathered, and down and around by Mr. Reed's house or wherever else it goes to get down by the park, it's going to go over and come down Lincoln. A shorter distance, a bigger pipe,
So
when
that,
it does flow.
I do agree that that's something we need to look at timing wise.
So you're going to spend $60,000,
Yeah.
but it's going to be more than that in the end.
Yeah,
But if you spend the 90, you're creating more problems, I think. That's the solution. That's the quickest probably, but yeah.
but you bring up a good point, because if that's gonna happen, we should have some kind of time frame to finish it.
And I think if Mr. Bill's in such a hurry because he has people on site, maybe he should kick in the dollars and get it done.
Anybody else for public comment? All right, closing public comment period number 2. Borough Council will conduct its next public meetings on Tuesday, August 27th, 2024, and Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, beginning at 7 p.m. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
So what's, so now